Court will start by calling this is Boone County case CR 2015-34, State of Arkansas versus Roy Garrett White.
Does the state have an arrest date for Mr. White?
It's going to be the date the warrant was served, and I'm showing March 5th.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Mr. White, you're for arraignment this morning on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class D felony. Have you made any arrangements to be represented by an attorney at this point?
No, sir.
And what is your intention in regard to an attorney? Are you planning to hire one?
No, sir.
Are you seeking appointed counsel through the Public Defender's Office?
Yes, sir.
There at the jail, there should be the application forms to fill out. If you haven't filled one out to this point, then you need to get one, fill it out, and get it on its way back to the Public Defender's Office so it can be reviewed and signed off on. And that's how you get the attorney appointed. On the charge that I set out, which is charged by information of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
I'm noting your plea of not guilty on the record. Your case is assigned to the Division 4 docket of this court, and I'm going to go ahead at this point and enter a sentencing order, a scheduling order, which will be which will set out the important dates. It'll be in writing and it'll be in the court file. Your attorney, once you have an attorney, will know where to look for that. But if you were to bond out and wanted to see what the schedule was for your trial, it will be in a written form in the court file in the clerk's office, which is available to you as a member of the public. So the court's order will set this case down. Your next reappearance date will be June 19th. There'll be a pre-trial date set for you of July 24th. And I'm going to set your trial during the week of August 8th. August 3rd. So all of those dates are now set, and as I said, they'll be in that written scheduling order that I mentioned. There will be other dates in there that your attorney in particular will need to pay attention to. As soon as you get the appointment of the attorney, you need to make contact with the Public Defender's Office and make sure they make contact with you. If you're in jail, that'll happen. If you do bond out, it'll be your responsibility to contact the Public Defender's Office and get in touch with them. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2015-39, State of Arkansas versus Maxine Carter. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Ms. Carter.
Your Honor, I'm going to go ahead and provide Mr. Russo with a copy of our file.
And what was her arrest date?
Let's see the arrest date. This will also be the date the warrant was served. Ms. Collin, I do not have a copy of the served warrant in my file.
Let me appears in the court file, the warrant was served, the arrest is reflected in the warrant being served was the 3rd of March. Ms. Carter, you're for arraignment this morning on charges of theft of property, a Class C felony, and non-financial identity fraud, a Class D felony. On those charges, how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. We'll waive formal reading. Ask the court to consider a bond reduction.
Prior to that, I'm going to note that this case is assigned to Judge Putman's docket. I'm going to set it down for reappearance in front of Judge Putman on March 20th. Taking up the issue of bond reduction.
Judge, my client's 22 years old. She's been here a long time. She attended Harrison High School. She has family ties to the community, and as such, Your Honor, I don't believe that she's a flight risk.
Your Honor, I would only point out that the allegations that she and her co-defendant were in possession of a stolen vehicle from Boone County, but they also traveled across state lines into Missouri to use a credit or debit card that belonged to the victim that was in the vehicle. The state feels that traveling across state lines in furtherance of their criminal activity should be taken into account. She does have a prior arrest from November of last year for a misdemeanor controlled substance violation here in Harrison. That's the only criminal history that I'm aware of.
Bond was originally set, I believe,
It's $25,000.
$25,000. Bond to be set at $10,000 cash or professional bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The bond will be conditioned upon not leaving the state of Arkansas.
We would also ask that there be a no contact clause with the victim.
And it will have no contact with the victim.
Thank you.
That'll be the order of the court.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Nature's Wonders has been the area's premier location for value and quality in vitamins and minerals since 1994. But that's only scratching the surface. Nature's Wonders also features products that are better for you and your family's everyday needs and are also better for the environment. Nature's Wonders selection of freshly grown organic vegetables and environmentally safe cleaners allow for a healthier heart and home. From the latest addition to the trusted friend, there's something for everyone at Nature's Wonders, your supermarket of healthy choices.
You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're all safe, we're all safe. In an emergency, you need a meeting place outside the whole family can meet so that you know everyone is safe.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Where everything is up to 50% off of retail. Hi, this is Amy, and we've got everything from entertainment centers and furniture to toys for the kids and baby supplies. We also carry bedding, luggage, humidifiers, and lots of craft items. With so many choices, you'll find the perfect deal for you. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal.
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
It's a busy world these days, and making time to watch your favorite local programming isn't always easy to schedule in. Simply put, it's an on-demand world, and that's why TKO8 Television makes all of our local news and information programs available 24 hours a day at TKO8.com. Visit TKO8.com and find us on Facebook for the local news and information you want when you want it. TKO8.com, another great reason why TKO8 is local television worth watching and logging on. Got something to say? Something to sell? Want to promote your business or ideals? Reach a lot of people every day, all day. Let us help get your message in their face. Billboards work. We all read them. Call now at 870-715-5151 to get your message out there. Bigger is better.
2015-42, State of Arkansas versus Jeremiah Lowe. Is Mr. Lowe in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
The court will make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office for Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe is for arraignment this morning on charges of criminal attempt to commit capital murder, 2 counts, carrying a weapon, a Class A misdemeanor, and tampering with physical evidence, a Class B misdemeanor. On those charges, how does Mr. Lowe plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Waive formal reading of the charge.
Do you have an arrest date on Mr. Lowe?
Yes. His arrest date is March 3rd.
Thank you.
This case is assigned to the Division 4 docket. I'm going to put it on the court's scheduling order in order to move it forward. It'll be set by scheduling order with a reappearance on June 19th. It'll be set for pretrial on July 24th, and it'll be set for trial during the week of August 3rd. Is there anything further to take up with regard to Mr. Jeremiah Lowe?
Your Honor, Mr. Lowe, I would ask the court to consider a bond reduction in this case.
Your Honor, I would point out that the probable cause finding in this case were for 2 counts of murder, attempted murder in the 2nd degree. From my review of the evidence in this case, I feel that The evidence strongly supports the charges that were actually filed. There were 2 counts of criminal attempt to commit capital murder. We have 2 victims in the case. One the state feels was the primary intended victim, and one of which was a witness. And the allegations are that all 3 defendants in this case were armed when they arrived at the victim's residence. This took place inside the victim's residence, their own home. The injuries stated in the criminal information were taken from the medical records. Based on the charges that have been filed, the state is actually going to request that the bond in this case be increased.
Your Honor, my client's a long-term resident of Boone County. He has parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, family members who live in the county. He's not a flight risk, and the court can put no contact with the alleged victims. I would note that my client doesn't have any prior felony convictions whatsoever. And as such, Your Honor, considering that it's attempted second, in light of other co-defendants who are charged with something much more serious, I think that his bond should be lowered.
Your Honor, all 3 defendants in this case are charged with criminal attempt to commit capital murder. In my review of the case, all 3 defendants are very similarly situated with respect to the charges and their involvement in this case. The defendant may have ties to this area. He may not have a criminal history to speak of, but these are very serious charges. They call for very serious potential penalties. The state feels that based on the number of counts and the seriousness of the offenses, the bond should not be less than $100,000. We have 2 victims with 2 extremely serious physical injuries that have been caused by multiple stab wounds.
Judge, when the bond was originally sent, it was charged as second, and that's what he was arrested under. And the judge at the time, in reviewing everything, set it at $50,000. And, Your Honor, if the court's not inclined to lower it, I ask the court to keep the bond where it's at.
Far cry between Class B felonies and Class Y felonies, Your Honor. The state still feels the bond should be increased.
Well, based on the level of information the court has about from reviewing the affidavit and today and the discussion of counsel here, the court feels as though I'm going to set it at $100,000 on Mr. Jeremiah Lowe. I'll set the bond there. It'll be cash or professional bond. It'll include a no contact order and not leaving the state of the county, Boone County, both as conditions of any bond at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is 2015-40, State of Arkansas versus Samuel Lowe. Court will make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Samuel Lowe.
Same arrest date.
Same arrest date.
Thank you.
On the allegations contained in the information, which are similar to Jeremiah Lowe, the charges are criminal attempt to commit capital murder, 2 counts, carrying a weapon, a Class A misdemeanor, and tampering with physical evidence, a Class B misdemeanor. On those charges, how does he now plead?
Not guilty.
The plea of not guilty is noted for him. Mr. Bunch, so the court note you're going to represent Samuel Lowe.
That's not been determined at this time. Is he in the 4th Division also?
He's in the 4th Division also. And I'm going to enter the same scheduling order with regard to him as I did for Jeremiah Lowe. That is that he'll be set for reappearance on June 19th, July 24th for a pretrial, and be set for trial during the week of August 3rd. Court is going to set the bond at $100,000. It was previously set by the at the 8.1 hearing at $75,000. But the court feels, unless there's some specific reason to vary it with respect to these individuals, the court will consider reducing it as the court becomes more familiar with the facts in the case. There's specific grounds for considering that, but at this point, based on what the court has reviewed in the affidavit and the court consideration of the defendant as a flight risk, of these defendants' flight risk, feels the $100,000 bond that was previously voted in regard to the Mr. Jeremiah Lowe is appropriate for Mr. Samuel Lowe as well. That's where the bond's going to be set. Anything further to take up at this time?
Just a note for the record that I've not heard any new information that would justify an increase in the bond. The defense hasn't requested any change in the bond, first of all. So I would think the information was available to the court initially. When the bond was set at $75,000, it hasn't changed. And so I would ask the court to leave the bond as it was. Obviously, he's not able to make that one, so I think the bond should remain as it is. But other than stating that for the record.
The primary thing that has changed, the two things have changed. One, I'm a different judge than set the initial bond. And secondly, the information that was presented to the judge previously was a different charge, a much less serious charge, a first-degree murder. Attempted first-degree murder. So in light of that, there has been a change in the circumstances surrounding the charges, and the court considers the more serious charge as a grounds to aggravate the potential for flight, and until the court knows more about the circumstances of these cases and the individuals involved, the court believes that the higher bond is appropriate in this case to deal with the flight risk that's involved. So that's the ruling of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do we still have the same conditions of this bond? As
Yeah, the same conditions, no contact and not leave Boone County.
Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald of Community First Bank, and we have a variety of home loan options that are sure to fit your financial needs. From 100% financing rural development loans to VA loans for veterans to FHA loans with low down payment options, your locally owned hometown bank has the right home loan for you. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Respiratory allergies and other problems of the ear, nose, and throat affect the lives of millions of people each year. It's a broad spectrum of problems that can be improved or even corrected under the care of an ENT, or ear, nose, and throat physician, who specializes in otolaryngology.
All that is green is not infection. All that sneezes is not allergy. To see an otolaryngologist would be the individual to be able to help differentiate between the two.
Many of the patients at Dr. Bell's Family ENT and Sinus Center of Harrison, Arkansas, have come for the proper diagnosis and management of chronic upper respiratory symptoms. The key is knowing that there are other ways besides antibiotics to manage allergies and respiratory problems, options that will help patients breathe easier and feel healthier on a daily basis. For more information, visit narmc.com.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-230-5209, 1-800-230-5209.
Shopping local is important to the success of our economy. Shopping smart is even more important to your personal budget. And that's why every weekday TKO8 Television takes you on a broadcast tour of some of our area's best places to shop. Consumer Advantage makes shopping local easy and fun as you learn more about the local businesses and service providers that are striving to give you the best in courteous and professional service right here at home. Consumer Advantage, another great reason why TKO8 is local television worth watching.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Start spinning, twisting, and pumping into a healthy lifestyle 24 hours a day at the Fitness Club. With all of the best equipment and personal trainers, you're ensured a workout that's fun, effective, and motivating. At the Fitness Club, you can enhance your glow, relax your mind, and refresh your body all in one convenient location. So what are you waiting for? Start spinning, twisting, and pumping your way into a new you today. Enhance your lifestyle and reach your goals at the Fitness Club, Highway 6265 North in Harrison.
2014-170, State of Arkansas versus Houston Duncy. We need to get a new trial date for Mr. Duncy. He was for trial last week on Thursday. Essentially got snow and ice out, so this matter will be reset for the, I believe it's the 30th. Be reset for the next available date, which is a trial week beginning March 30th, and he'll be set for pre-trial on March 27th on that setting. The delay is going to be, the court's going to treat the delay as an excluded period based on the no fault of either side. It's simply the weather made it impossible to have the trial as scheduled, and the court is setting it on the very first available date for the trial of this matter. March 27th. Right. Anything else to take up about Mr. Dunsing's case at this time?
Judge, I understand next week the court's got a civil trial, is that correct? It's not next week?
Just Monday.
Yeah, it's on Monday.
Oh, okay. I was going to see if it was later in the week, next week, if we could be a backup for that case, but that's not going to work, so the 30th is fine for a trial.
Mr. Dunsing may be excused. I'll recall 2015-41 State of Arkansas versus Samuel Lambert. Has Mr. Lambert, have you made application to the Public Defender's Office?
No, sir. I'm currently in the process of hiring an attorney.
Okay. Do you know the name of the attorney being hired?
I'm talking to Justin Dallin.
But you haven't secured his services at this time?
Not completely, no, sir.
All right. Your charges in this case are criminal attempt to commit capital murder, Class Y felony, 2 counts, carrying a weapon, a Class A misdemeanor, and tampering with physical evidence, Class B misdemeanor, to be charged as an habitual offender. On those charges, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
I'm noting your plea of not guilty. Court will set this down for March 19th. You're to reappear in front of Judge Putman on that day.
Should be March 20th, Your Honor.
No, March 20th, I'm sorry. That's a holdover from a long day yesterday. Second base from his docket for the 19th. But this is set for reappearance in front of Judge Putman on March 20th.
Your Honor, it's my understanding Mr. Lambert is being held on a parole hold in addition to the bond in this case. Does the court desire for the state to request any change in bond be taken up in front of Judge Putman next week? Would the court be willing to entertain that request at this time?
Are there any factors that are different with respect to Mr. Lambert's situation than the other 2 defendants?
The state's position is his criminal history is an important factor for the court to consider and was not, I'm assuming, was not brought to the court's attention when the probable cause finding was made. I do not see any reference to habitual offender status or his criminal history in the affidavit.
Well, what the court's going to do then, looking through the court, apparently Mr. Lambert was in a similar situation to the other two individuals. At the time, the affidavit suggested an attempted first-degree murder, and he was, and the reviewing judge at the 8.1 hearing set the bond at $75,000. Given the circumstances that has been presented here today in a review of the affidavit and the significant change in the charges involved, the court is going to set the bond for Mr. Lambert at $100,000 as well. That'll be it'll be conditioned on the same 2 conditions that I've set on the others. That is, not leaving Boone County and not having no contact with the alleged victims in this case. Of course, when he's before Judge Putman a week from today to get on Judge Putman's schedule, he'd be entitled to raise issues of bond with Judge Putman.
And the state may very well request an increase from that bond setting as well, Your Honor.
Well, I don't know about
yes.
That'll be for you to justify in front of Judge Putman.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Lambert, you may be excused this time. You'll be brought before Judge Putman next week unless you bond out. If you do bond out, the court is telling you you're ordered to appear in front of Judge Putman next Friday. All right?
Yes, sir.
You may be excused.
This is Beverly Stokes with Community First Title Company. We are proud to be your locally owned title service company, serving your title insurance, escrow, and title search needs. And our goal is to make a difference right here in this community. We invite you to experience the difference a true community-owned title company can offer. You have a choice when it comes to your title services. Choose Community First Title, located next to Community First Bank at 218 East Ridge in Harrison. We look forward to serving you.
Respiratory allergies and other problems of the ear, nose, and throat affect the lives of millions of people each year. It's a broad spectrum of problems that can be improved or even corrected under the care of an ENT, or ear, nose, and throat physician, who specializes in otolaryngology.
All that is green is not infection. All that sneezes is not allergy. To see an otolaryngologist would be the individual to be able to help differentiate between the two.
Many of the patients at Dr. Bell's Family ENT and Sinus Center of Harrison, Arkansas, have come for the proper diagnosis and management of chronic upper respiratory symptoms. The key is knowing that there are other ways besides antibiotics to manage allergies and respiratory problems, options that will help patients breathe easier and feel healthier on a daily basis. For more information, visit narmc.com.
What's the first thing you notice when you walk into an Arvest?
When I come in and they call me by name.
Half of the people there call me Aunt Bliss.
Even the branches that I don't go in a lot, usually I get a greeting.
When you get off work, you want to see happy people.
They always say good morning or good afternoon.
They answer everything I need.
I enjoy seeing my family at Arvest at any time.
When I'm running late and you think you're not going to make it and those doors are still open here, it's a relief.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Looking for a machine that works, hunts, and plays just as hard as you do? That's Ranger. Go ahead, tackle the toughest jobs, haul the biggest crews, bring home the best value. Ranger gives you the versatility to do it all.
On the revocation list, we have 2010-326, State of Arkansas versus Christopher Stalker. This appointment.
Yeah, I recall in the court's attention, Mr. Stalker had advised the court that he was going to hire private counsel. The court relieved us from representation. Apparently, he's not been able to do that, and he has reapplied for the public defender services.
All right. I'm making the appointment in case 2015-27, which is a new set of charges, making the appointment on the case I've just called, which is the revocation case, 2010-326.
Your Honor, I think we were set to proceed with revocation hearing on the 27th. I have witnesses here today. If are ready, then I have people, witnesses here that are ready today, or will be afternoon.
This was continued on February 27th. This was continued on a motion of the defense. It was in fact set down for hearing on this day by the court's order.
Now it appears that Mr. Carter was under the impression that the hearing was going to be on March 27th. If the hearing does need to be today, I'll have to check and see if Inspector Schaefer from the Harrison Police Department is available this afternoon.
Well, actually, now I'm looking at this. I think we brought it up to this day. I'm not sure. Because I do think, remember, we did talk about the 27th, because I think Mr. Carter said he was going to be out of town on that particular day.
Judge, if you want to set it for recall.
On the 13th.
If you want to set it for recall, I can touch base with the prosecution. We can see if we can have the hearing this afternoon.
All right. I guess that means we're directing that Mr. Stalker will be brought over.
Let's wait till after lunch, Your Honor. Let's wait and see.
Okay. All right. We'll just put that, we'll recall that later and not bring him over until this afternoon if it is for hearing. All right. 2014-200, State of Arkansas versus James Blue. There's also 2014-205.
That'll be for transport, Your Honor.
Mr. Blue, at the request of your attorney, we're bringing you over at 10:30 this morning for appearance in the courtroom. You may be excused at this time.
Yes, sir.
2014-204, State of Arkansas versus Joshua Hewitt.
Your Honor, in Mr. Hewitt's case, I've had some discussions with the prosecutor. We haven't been able to work out plea disposition yet, but we are on track for the scheduling order. I don't believe there's any other action to be taken today.
This case is down for trial during the week of May 11th. It's also for pretrial on April 24th, and that's the next day you're to be in court. Mr. Hewitt is April 24th. You may be excused at this time.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Where everything is up to 50% off of retail. Hi, this is Amy, and we've got everything from entertainment centers and furniture to toys for the kids and baby supplies. We also carry bedding, luggage, humidifiers, and lots of craft items. With so many choices, you'll find the perfect deal for you. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal.
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Nature's Wonders has been the area's premier location for value and quality in vitamins and minerals since 1994. But that's only scratching the surface. Nature's Wonders also features products that are better for you and your family's everyday needs and are also better for the environment. Nature's Wonders selection of freshly grown organic vegetables and environmentally safe cleaners allow for a healthier heart and home. From the latest addition to the trusted friend, there's something for everyone at Nature's Wonders, your supermarket of healthy choices.
You work hard to take care of your car, so help clean its engine and extend its life with quality gas from Conoco.
In the Branson area, visit these ConocoPhillips White Oak stations, plus Mule Express, Saddlebrook, and the Spirit Shop.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
2015-30, State of Arkansas versus Jesse Carl Benton. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Benton. The records reflect that Mr. Benton appeared before Judge Putman on March 6th. The plea was entered and he was ordered to appear for attorneys. No, a plea was not entered. He was ordered to appear today's date for attorney status and for arraignment. Mr. Benton, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. On the charges against you, which are theft of property, a Class D felony, how do you now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. We'll wait formal reading of the charge.
This case being on the Division 4 docket, the court's going to enter a scheduling order which will set the case down for a reappearance on June 19th. It'll be set for pretrial on July 24th and set for trial during the week of August 3rd. Is there anything else to be brought up at this time?
Your Honor, would ask the court to consider a bond reduction. My client is a longtime resident of the county, has children, his mother lives here. He attended Valley Springs School, and in light of the nature of the charges, Your Honor, ask the court to consider lowering his bonds.
Similar situation to the case earlier on the court's docket, Your Honor. I would merely ask the court to take into consideration that the defendant was arrested with the stolen property in Missouri. One additional factor that the state feels the court should also be aware of is that this defendant has previously been convicted of residential burglary and theft of property in Van Buren County. Based on the sentence that he received, he should have still been under the terms of a probation or suspended sentence at the time the offenses in our case occurred. I do not know if Van Buren County is aware of our case or is pursuing any sort of revocation.
Judge, considering that the conditions of our bond don't deal with his criminal history, but danger of the community or flight risk, and apparently, just from the little bit of paperwork I have, Your Honor, the Missouri border is only 12 miles away, and I just asked the court to consider that making a determination.
He was not found at the property just across the state line. He had made it to Springfield, and if he was in fact under rules to comply with probation or a suspended sentence at the time of this offense, that's also relevant on the issue of whether or not he will comply with any orders to appear in court.
It would appear that the heat of the vehicle was located in Boone County when it was found, and it was some 8 months after the alleged theft.
I believe at the time of his arrest, Your Honor, though, he was found in Boone County.
Out of caution regarding speedy trial, Your Honor, I felt that what transpired in Missouri with him and the recovery of the vehicle probably triggered speedy trial.
That needs to be set sooner.
I would agree, Your Honor. I believe there's a strong possibility that time started running in June.
And obviously, Judge, that goes to my bond argument, that if he was arrested June 6, 2014, or very soon thereafter, in light of that, Your Honor, they found him in Boone County. So obviously, facing these criminal charges, he didn't go anywhere. And I'm not sure that he didn't post the bond when he was arrested.
I don't believe he posted one in Missouri.
In light of that, Judge, I think a $5,000 bond would be sufficient to guarantee his appearance. If after almost a year he didn't disappear.
You know, I'm going to deal with the setting of the case more quickly. I'll deal with that. This case is going to be reset. We're going to redo a different sentencing order. I've already got that May 11th. Pretty well jammed up. Not enough days. I'm setting the case for May 11th. The week of May 11th, we've got several other cases set that week that's going to have to be given some priority in light of speedy trial potential issues. His pretrial will be set for May 8th, and I'm going to set him down for all that. Are you on the prosecutor's conference?
Probably not. I think I'll be still on a jury trial in front of Judge Keith.
We just became aware yesterday of a conflict with the prosecutor's conference and some trial setting dates, and some pretrial dates that we have set.
Judge, can we put his pretrial on April 24th, or is that your conference?
No, that's the conflict. That's the prosecutor's conference conflict. You know, yes, we could. Now that would be the date I would be setting it down for reappearance. The pretrial is on May 8th, and I'm setting the pretrial for May 8th. We'll set it for. Well, I'll set it down for April 24th. And
Judge,
that becomes a problem for the prosecutor's office. We may find a way to adjust that, but right now that's when I'm setting it. So the scheduling order will reflect April 24th as a reappearance date, May 8th as a pretrial date, and May 11th, or that week of May 11th as a trial date on Mr. Benton.
Judge, if I identify any issues before the 24th, I'll let both the prosecution and the court know.
We need to figure out a way that these things don't happen. That, you know, 8 months go by before, you know, we're essentially beginning to move forward on the case. We'll have a speedy trial. We probably have to have a sit down and figure out how we can avoid that. But in any case, it is what it is. Judge,
on his case, is the court inclined to entertain my bond reduction of $5,000?
No, I'm going to leave it at $10,000. It's similar to the one that it was compared to earlier. That's the same amount that I set that on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It'll be conditioned upon not leaving the state.
KTKO Channel 8.